What's going on, Fit Fam? Everything's turned on because I was about to do a podcast and the guest stood me up. Or, schedules, timing, and all that. I get it. I get it. And we got some Mortal Kombat vibes going on, which totally reminds me of. But I'm gonna give you an update of what's happening. I ate 5 days of hospital food, so you wouldn't have to. Period. I gained weight. Probably put on 3 to 5 pounds, and so what happened was, just to give you an update, the guest said that they were using the wrong email. Go figure. Anyways, give you an update. So it's been a week. We're on Saturday. What had happened was Saturday went into the ER, Sunday went into the ER, and then Sunday we finally got my daughter admitted and to get some help. I mean, it was becoming, I think she had an episode for like 6 hours on Saturday, and was it Sunday? I think Sunday. So finally, we got some relief, got an IV, and then from 5 days straight, we did a bunch of tests, or the doctors did a bunch of tests. We had the general practitioners, neurology, psychology, I think rheumatology, all these people that were coming in, and we did a CT scan, came back normal. We did an EEG, it came back normal. We did an MRI, and then finally we did a lumbar puncture. And so we were running some tests and figured out some kind of medication to kind of help her calm down and to figure out what's going on. And so that helped. And then we got a protocol for a couple of days. We had to see which medication would actually work better than the other, which is, based on, she's only 6 years old, guys. So finally got a protocol. Then we got discharged. And now that time, I'm trying to work a little bit here and there. Definitely didn't work the whole time. Staying at the hospital overnight. Thank God my mother-in-law was there to assist. She took FMLA. So it's so interesting to see my wife's family kick into empathy and caring. Where when I grew up, if something was wrong, my mom's ultra religious. It was a sin. I must have sinned. I remember having, I have eczema when I was a kid, and I was scratching, and that's where all these scars are from. And my elbow would start to bleed, and I would get a staph infection, and we'd have to go to the doctor. And it was just a hassle. It was a pain for her, and the outcome was I must have sinned. That's probably what happened. That's why I had this. And I mean, even with my daughter, we gave her a heads up, and she basically, my mom, the grandma, was, oh, it must be demonic, it must be this. And yet it's a chemical imbalance, it's physical, what's happening in our bodies. So she blamed it on her cousins, she blamed it on TV, she blamed it, I mean, it's just ridiculous. So thank God for parents who have empathy, grandparents who have empathy and realize it's not the child's fault, you know? Sure, pray. Sure, send good vibes. Sure, give us affirmations to see, what can we do to fix this? But don't condemn. Like that, I think that has always been kind of what gives religion a bad name, is when you start condemning people for things that are hard to control or out of their control, or they just don't have the willpower or whatever. Things got out of control. So we come home and it's just like night and day. I think we only got, the last 2 days were like 8 hours of sleep. She slept through the night, which was amazing. So we're home now after gaining, and I was on the sardine deal. I was on day 3 of my sardine diet, and I had to cut it because we had to go to the hospital. What are you gonna eat? And obviously, hospital food's basically gonna keep you in the hospital. Let's just be straightforward. It blows my mind, and obviously we know the reason. It's money. It's always about money. But it blows my mind that hospital food is so bad when you're in this healthcare environment. I mean, I went around looking for stuff to eat, like the hamburger. The closest thing I could eat was a hamburger, like, because I couldn't have such, I'm gluten free. I have a citron deficiency. I can't eat, and that's another thing I'll tell you about. But you go around to see what is there to drink, and I'm looking at these juices I've never heard of and stuff. I look at the sugar content. I'm just like, you got to be kidding me. And so I just drank water and coffee. That was it. Water and coffee. I would eat. They had every day. There was the dinner was in the cafe was the same. It was burgers. So I get like their special burger, signature burger, no bun, just cheese and meat, pickles, and then the breakfast was okay. I mean, it was the powdered scrambled eggs, all that stuff. Nothing great. Not even real eggs. My daughter, she had gluten-free menu, and she had like a egg sandwich. She liked ice cream. I mean, but obviously it's not high quality food because of money. But anyway, so we did that, and I obviously gained back. I was up to what, 143, 145. When I weighed myself at night, I was 145. Today I weighed myself. Yesterday I started the sardine diet, kinda. I had 1 can, 2 cans, and then I just ate some chicken and potatoes at night because it was like Friday night. But I'm back to 140, period. I mean, that was crazy. I did go to get more sardines because I did notice a difference. The difference was pretty crazy. I mean, that just blows my mind. And I don't know if it's a lack of it must be lack of calories because sardines aren't very high in calories, but they're satiating, so you're not always hungry, which is probably the best thing ever. So we're dealing with that, with the daughter's issue, and my wife said that we got one test back from the CFS, which is your lumbar, the CFS fluid, and one of them came back low or off. It wasn't normal. So that's a good sign that we have a direction to go. We know because from what we hear, there's a lot of some of the issues that happen within the brain aren't picked up by MRI, are not picked up by CT, are not picked up by EEG. I mean, she was having seizure-like symptoms, but they weren't like full-on seizures like you typically see in movies. But she was having that, so the EEG, but she came back normal, nothing. But normally it would pick up if they had a seizure issue. So that has been the last week of diet and exercise. No exercise, not really. Ankle's still kind of healing from the bone. I got a big old scab on there. But I need to get to the gym. Did start doing some pull-ups, some push-ups, and trying to work that out. But it's just been a ride. It's been a ride and a half. So we're gonna do it. We're into it. Oh, my camera's moving. Holy smokes. So that's what's been going on. Family life. I think one of the key things I remember from this and even growing up is how can I be a better dad? Because I didn't grow up a dad. I didn't grow up with a dad. How can I be a better dad? How do uh I'm looking at this and I'm thinking maybe I should lower those lights because I'm short. I'm thinking like, how can I be a better dad? How can I show empathy? How can I be loving and caring? And I think I'm doing a pretty good job. I was at the hospital for 5 days. We went to the pediatric hospital or the children's hospital in Tacoma, and the nurses were saying parents can't be there. They leave the kids. I couldn't believe it. They actually leave the kids. Like either they have to work. I mean, what kind of job is out there where you can't even take time because your child is sick and in the hospital? What is that? What is that all about? I was thankful that the company I'm working for, they were very supportive. I was working remotely from there, doing the projects that I need to do, and but they gave me grace. Like it wasn't like get this done now. Very supportive. So I'm very thankful for that type of environment, and I think that's huge. I mean, family first. That's the key. You can't. We're only here. We're not here to work. Like we're not born because we have to have a career. We're not born because we have to make money. That's just that's just the outcome of how we live. We have to pay for things. But the fact that we're born and then we have children and the children are born, you got to take care of them. You got to care about them. So that's kind of what I see it as like we got to do it. And obviously there was some fear, some worry about on my side of like, oh, this is probably not going to look good. But family first. So what else has happened in the AI world? AI world, well, I haven't gotten very far with my MacBook Pro on installing OpenClaw. I've been reading up on a lot. AI is just changing. It's so crazy how fast things are changing. I feel like I'm behind. So if you're like me and you're the type who wants to learn and continue to learn and you have the addiction of learning. I feel like I have an addiction of learning. Like I feel like I'm always trying to catch up, to keep up with what's happening. Like I signed up for an AI course for filmmaking now, and I signed up for. I'm still haven't finished my augment. I have an augment course for a business. What is it? MBA, and I mean it's supposed to be. It's not official, but it gives you the information and all that, and it's very fascinating about how people. Because I've never grew up learning about business and how to run a business, so I thought, I should try that. Well, that was 2 years ago. I haven't finished it. Um, so just a lot of stuff happening. And I think we're always reminded that life is precious, our children are precious, our health is precious. Oh, I wanted to ask you guys. So I started to read a little bit about peptides, and I was like, "Oh, this isn't as bad as I thought." And I remember one of the vlogs I said, "I'm not going to do peptides," blah, blah, blah. But now I'm like, how do you do peptides? Because they have one for skin and health, skin and hair. They had one for cartilage and joints. But I'm like, I need that. I got a knee that I tore out my ACL and didn't get fixed because I was a kid. Mom didn't want to go to the hospital. Didn't get fixed until I was in my 20s. And because of that, the cartilage was rubbing and now it's bone to bone. So I need to get that fixed. Probably make me taller. Now I'm like, I'm curious. Has anyone else tried peptides? How does that work? How much does it cost? I don't know. I haven't looked in deeply into it, but I'm like, well, how do you get your doctor to give you some? Because I think I might be wanting to do that. Across overseas, they're growing teeth. They're giving you a shot, and people are growing teeth. And I remember reading years ago that they were injecting collagen or cartilage or something into your knee, and it would fill up the spots where it needed cartilage. And I'm like, sign me up. Leave a comment. Tell me what's up. Are you guys tried peptides? I know it's amazing. I'm sure it's amazing. What are the side effects? What are the risks? I mean, I'm not at the point of doing testosterone. Was it TRT? I don't know what it's called. But I think we can definitely, there's medicines out there that can help enhance our lives.